Where do we go from here? One thing I find interesting is that in all of my research, there's an ongoing theme of liabilities being placed on bodies deemed unfit for society. Liability meaning disadvantageous, not beneficial, a threat to the common good. We place liabilities on all sorts of bodies. Houseless bodies, queer or trans bodies, disabled bodies, and black bodies. The actual issues are economic disparities and lack of resources, queerphobia and transphobia, ableism and capitalist-oriented institutions, and systemic racism and prejudice. Now, imagine all of these things occurring simultaneously for one person, for one body mind. If we take a drawing of a human body and acknowledge this person's economic status, sexuality, disability, and race, we can draw another diagram of the systems of oppression working against that person. These systems include classism, homophobia, ableism, and racism. They don't take turns oppressing this person. They all happen at the same time. This person experiences these things all together, just like they happen to be poor, gay, disabled, and of the global majority all at once. This image helps me see how intersectionality works, and while when talking about social issues like race, gender, and class, it's impossible to separate disability. Visual learning is just one of the ways we can tackle monocultural learning and critical thinking. By making disability or skin color a liability, it justifies acts of removal that may come about. We've covered some of these acts. They include harassment of houseless people, denying trans people bodily autonomy, not making public spaces accessible for disabled people, and wrongful mass incarceration of black and brown bodies. Remember, removal occurs to make way for monoculture. By getting rid of all these factors deemed undesirable, capitalism can do what it does best: promote ideologies of the isms that keep the working class at each other's throats, while the elite turn over profit. Globalization has changed our understanding of the human body. Sometimes I wonder if we forget that we're biological, not mechanical. The demands of capitalism, including being neurotypical and able-bodied, has not only left little room for disabled voices and representation, but has cemented fear around disability itself. It's limited our understanding of how human body minds exist on all spectrums by creating a standard model that can effortlessly meet capitalism's goals. How we respond negatively to body minds that can't participate in working class society may be an indicator of what we've internalized about our own bodies and our own worth. How we react with fear or disdain upon seeing people with disabilities or people who are chronically ill may in part have to do with our inability to grasp our own mortality and constantly changing bodies. Remember, the machine doesn't compute the change. Once we no longer function as gears for the giant conveyor belt, we become disposable. Living in a fast-paced, labor-intensive, profit-oriented society, it makes sense that ideally everything and everyone and everywhere would be uniform. One world, one race, one language, one commerce. But that's not reality. Body minds are complex and diverse and human. Our civil rights movement today seems to be fighting to reclaim this truth. But so long as disability, which accounts for the natural beauty and diversity of the human body mind, remains excluded from the conversation, can we say we're being truly intersectional?